Hello everyone. As a part of Azure Data Engineer certification path, today I'll be starting with this storage account, and which is the Cosmos DB. So that's the first storage account that I'll be discussing today as part of this DP 200 and 201 exam. So let's start with it. So what exactly is the Cosmos DB? Let's take some introduction to it. So it is a fully managed NoSQL database service. If you're not aware of what exactly is the NoSQL database and this SQL database, so probably I'll create one more video on what exactly is this difference between the NoSQL database and other RDBMS databases. So this is a globally distributed multi-model database service. That means it is available across the region, and you have the option to distribute your database to more than one region. It is a multi-model database service. That means within this Cosmos DB, you can invoke different types of NoSQL databases. It's not just only SQL. It also supports key value type of database, column database, document-oriented database, and the graph-based databases. As I said, it is a multi-model databases. So different these type of databases, which is currently being supported as a part of this Cosmos DB, it's highly available. That means within if you creating your Cosmos DB within a single region, it will have the SLA of 99.99%. If you're doing a multi-region setup, it will have the five nines. This throughput is completely based on the request units. If it if you're not able to understand what the request units is, a request unit is the combinations of the CPU and the RAM or the IO bases combined together, and it's being taken as a one request unit. So let's take a look at what are the Cosmos DB benefits. Turnkey global distribution. That means you can increase or decrease the global distribution of the database within a single click, and you can invoke using a script as well. It's highly available. Elastic scalability of the throughput worldwide. That means you can increase or decrease the throughput wherever you want, whenever you want to increase or decrease it. Guaranteed low latency, multiple consistency levels. When we are talking about the distributed data database, the consistency level matters a lot. So what exactly is the consistency level is like whenever you are doing any write operations, by when this write operations data is visible for the read. So what should be the time, whether it should the moment write has happened, it should be available for the read, or whether it will take some time. So since the data movement from one region to another region will take some time, so accordingly we have to set the consistency level. That means by when we want uh, the write which has happened, it should be available as a read to rest of the users. So it's a schema-less design. Since this is no SQL database, there is no schema imposed on it. So generally, what happens in this schema-less design, it's the read, um, you know, uh, read read only mm, in accessibility. That means we are not imposing any scheme. We are not imposing any schema onto it. So it says this schema on read basically. So as I said, this is the multi-model database. So these are the different types of databases currently being supported, and they are we can it's being called as available API for the Cosmos DB. The very first one is the core SQL. Cosmos DB SQL provides a formal programming that is used for the JSON items. If we are talking, if we have any document oriented database, this is where we have to use the MongoDB. If you want to use any the columnar database, Cassandra is the best choice. If you're already having the Azure tables, you can go ahead and choose the option for the Azure table. Gremlin is something which is used for the data graph oriented database. So how, let's take a look how the Cosmos DB resources are organized. At very first place, we create one account, and within the account, we create the database. Database contains the containers, different containers, and the containers contains the items. So this is how the resources are organized in the Cosmos DB. Now, Cosmos DB partitioning, data partitioning. So, whenever we are talking about the database, to achieve high level of performance and efficiency, the data has to be partitioned across, since we are talking about the distributed database. So, the data should be partitioned so that it's highly efficient to query on those data. So basically, what's the partitioning is this the way of organize the data logically and physically. Whenever you're talking about the Cosmos DB partitioning, there are two types of partitioning which is there. Which one is the logical partitioning, and the another is the physical partition. Logical partition is the containers items split in subset, and each item has the item ID assigned to. That means whatever the item is there in the containers, they have their unique ID similar to what we have the row ID in the Oracle or any other database. The combination of the partition key and the unique ID creates the item index, which is uniquely identify the items. Each logical partition can store up to 20 GB of data. Earlier it was the 10 GB, but now it has been increased to the 20 GB of data. So each logical partition that we are creating, let's suppose if we have some 20 partitions, in 20 partitions can can contain up to the data of 20 GB. Now the question is, so what happens if the partition data uh, in any partition, if the data increases beyond 20 GB, what will happen? So in that case, it will start giving an error. So we have to be very cautious while creating the partitions to ensure that the data is not highly skewed. That means the data is not getting accumulated in a single partition and making it more in big size. So we have to be very careful while creating the partition. And one more thing that I would like to highlight here, this as far as the logical partitioning is concerned, we don't have to worry about it's completely invisible to us. We don't have to worry about how the partitioning is logical partitioning is being done by the Azure. This is something which is taken care by the Azure itself. In the physical partitioning, this physical partitioning comes into the pictures when we want to scale horizontally. So and it's if we have the very pretty small database like some 10 GB or 20 GB of database data size, in that case there is no need of the horizontal scaling, because in a single physical partition or in the single physical machine, you can call it for better understanding, it will exist and it doesn't needs to scale it horizontally. But yes, if you have the database which is having pretty good size of data, spanning from some 100 200 500 GB on some TB of data, definitely it will need to have the physical partitioning done. So what is a physical partitioning? It's a container is scaled by distributing data and throughput across physical partitions. So physical partition across physical machines that we are talking about. It automatically manages the placement of the logical partitions on the physical partitions. It's quite possible that we may have, let's suppose for example, we have the 100 logical partitions, but the 100 logical partition doesn't need to have the 100 physical partition. What we'll have, we can have this only 10 physical partitions and 10 and each physical partition contains the 10 logical partitions. So, and how this is being done, it's completely done managed by the AWS and sorry, the Azure. And the Azure, this Cosmos DB takes care of the partitioning or mapping of the logical partitions to the physical partition using the hash based partitioning. So if you take the number of the physical partition, that's completely depends on what's the amount of throughput that you have provisioned and what's the total storage. As I said, if it is less than some 20, 30 GB, 40 GB or 50 GB of data, it will be hosted on a single partition. It doesn't need to have a altogether more than one partition. But yes, if the 50 GB data is it's getting increased, it will automatically create another a partition, physical partition, and accordingly it will map the logical partitions to the newly created partition. If you take a closer look of this diagram has been taken from the Azure documentation itself. So you can see that there is a logical partition which is being created for one containers, and this logical partition is mapped to the set of physical partitions in a particular regions. So you can have that in one region. You can create on the multi regions. We'll take a look at how we create a highly available architecture for the Cosmos DB in the next lecture. So this is how the logical partitioning is being mapped to the physical partitioning. So another question is what should be our criteria to choose a partition key, because the partition key is something which is very important in terms of um, the efficiency of your Cosmos DB database, or the performance criteria. For the performance perspective, it is very important. So the very first thing is that you should identify a key which is quite frequently used in the filter criteria, right? And in addition to that, you have to find out that the key that you have chosen for is it should have a wide range of possible values. It should not be like only if you have some millions of record and millions of record, the partition that you have chosen is only the cardinality is only 10 to 15 the possible values. So in that case, what will happen if you have chosen something. Let's take for example, you have chosen state as a Delhi. So if the data for the Delhi state is big in number, what will happen? It will create the logical partition which will have lots of data in a single logical partition. So the data will be highly skewed, and it's quite possible that going forward that this particular partitions may increase the assigned size of 20 GB. So that will create a trouble for it. So you should be using it in a such a way that the data is getting spread across the partitions. And to do that, you have to choose a very high cardinality key. And of course the value for that particular key should not be changed. So these three are the major criteria that you have to take a look uh, while creating a partition key for the Cosmos DB. So that's it for now. In the next one, I'll be talking about the global distributions and high availability of the Cosmos DB, how you can plan it. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks.